Let me ask you a question. Does God want you to be happy? I wonder what kind of thoughts and feelings that question evokes in you. Because unfortunately, for many Christians, the way that they answer that is, for all intents and purposes, no. He doesn't want you to be happy, or he doesn't care that you're happy. Or the most common one is that he cares about your holiness, not your happiness. And I think the well-meaning Christians who answer this way are confusing happiness in and of itself versus prioritizing one over the other. If by God doesn't want you to be happy, you mean God's priority in your life is not that you're happy, but that you're holy, I would 100% agree with that. And I would find it hard to believe that any faithful Christian would disagree with that. But what I think is happening here is that because we as Christians are so reactionary, we hear a phrase like, God wants you to be happy, and we think that if we agree with that, somehow we're going to adopt a Joel Osteen-esque kind of theology, which emphasizes prioritizing your happiness and well-being and success above everything else. And I don't think that any faithful Christian would affirm that. Because there are many ways in which you can pursue being happy that doesn't go against your pursuit of being holy. For instance, if you wanted to change jobs because there's a job that's available that you enjoy more, it would please you, it would delight you, it would make you happy, that's not at all at odds with you becoming more holy or becoming more like Jesus. In fact, in my mind, it doesn't really interact with that at all. So why would it be wrong for you to do something that pleases you or delights you? I don't think that God is wanting us to be unhappy for being unhappy's sake. I don't think that's the kind of God he is. What kind of good father would want his children to be unhappy just for its own sake, just because? I think there are many times that we forego being happy, forego pleasing ourselves or doing something that delights us for the sake of holiness, but that's not always the case. So yes, holiness for the believer is the priority in God's mind, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't pursue happiness at all. It just means that we should pursue it with the right motives and with the right priority. Because if happiness or the pursuit of happiness becomes our number one priority, then that's when things get out of whack. Because our number one priority should be to become more like Jesus, to become more holy. There was something that John MacArthur said once, sort of regarding this topic, that completely changed my mind and set me free in a lot of ways, because I used to have this old kind of thinking. He said that God is not a cosmic killjoy. And for you, that may be plainly obvious, but for me, it was not at the time. I sort of imagined God not really caring about whether or not we were happy. It was just about obedience. It was just about becoming more holy. And that any pursuit to increase my level of happiness was sub-holy or sub-Christian. Not quite sinful, but sub-Christian. But I'm here to tell you that God does want you to be happy in many regards, because what loving father wouldn't want his children to be happy if they can be without sacrificing who he's called them to be? So those are my thoughts. I hope this blesses you. God bless you.